Hey guys, it's me, Waldo 2413. Hopefully, we get some people jumping on here soon. As soon as anyone gets on, leave me a comment over on the side. Hey, what's up, Matt? How's it going? Hey, Goon Life, how's it going? As soon as the hats get here, Goon Life, I'll actually wear one, so I'll have something to wear. So you won't be able to make fun of my haircut. How's the shop going, Matt? Hey, Izzy, how's it going? Yeah, Rye was supposed to do just keeping busy, working, getting things back where they were at. So, do you have a printer again, or is it you out there running the machine? Brutus the Beefcake Barbershop. Is that because all my muscles, Danny? I have been working out. I'm even back to my favorite sponsor of the drinks, Snapple Apple. I've been printing but interviewing printers this week. That's really good. Rye was going to go live this week, but he got in YouTube timeout for doing his live music. I don't know if you knew that. Hey, Twinkie curls are just as important, Danny. It's one and two. I mean, it takes a lot to get it. Look, so I got to clear this big area here. I don't got T-Rex arms, so it's a little workout. Yeah, he got it just because he was playing. Like he was just doing his normal mixing, where he does a live mix on Twitch, but he was actually playing it on YouTube also, just so people could hear him and see him. And they got him for I guess this is a second or third copyright strike they gave him, so they put him in timeout because he was going to do an unboxing Thursday, and then that got put on hold because he couldn't go live, and then he was going to go have me or Juan go live and him do the unboxing, but he just decided not to, I guess. But yeah, he got put in YouTube timeout. I guess because his height, they thought just a little kid was on there. They didn't know it was a grown adult, but and the music he was playing. So you and your band been playing much? Now, didn't they used to let people upload music? You just didn't get the money off of it. It just went to whoever claimed the art music on it. Because I know they've gotten so strict on so many things anymore. It's kind of crazy to have anything on there anymore, it seems. Hey, I know a place in Texas that can probably print for you. They just moved into a new shop, so I think the whole music and copyright thing is kind of stupid how they're going, like they do that with the people. I don't know. I guess to me too, because like even like now, like I might have music playing. Like if I wasn't doing a lot, I'd have music in the background or playing. I always do when I work. That's what I hate when anytime I do a video anywhere, I'm always got to be cautious. I'm like, oh, I got to go turn this off, that off. And then what happens? Like you got dead space where you're not doing nothing or playing anything, and all it is like crickets chirping, at least in the one building because that's all that's out there. But so I mean, I think it's kind of stupid the whole music thing. I mean, because sometimes it's in the backgrounds. The other thing too. I mean, it's art, it's creative. I mean, it's still getting publicity to the members. I mean, it's not like it's taken away from everyone else. So. Do you think you'll have your program out by the end of this year? Your software? Because I know Vega was looking for some software, kind of like what your software does. Hey, Carla, how's it going? Just got on here, so you didn't miss much. Yeah, the other crazy thing, I went to a concert and I literally I put it in private, and I just, some people that wanted to see the concert, and literally all that stuff, even before, like it wasn't even public, and it got flagged on like half the songs, and it wasn't even meant to be seen. It was just for the people. Like I had one friend that wanted to see the concert, a few of the songs, so I posted them, and then it was kind of one of them things, which I didn't get flagged on it before I was monetized, but I think it's just stupid. Yeah, I got on a little bit later today. I was gonna try for 7, and then been pretty busy all day, so I'm just getting on. I was trying to get back in a routine to be on Saturdays, but it's kind of hard. I always get sidetracked or something comes up or been busy and all that stuff. So and then the bad thing too is like where you guys you have your own music, but you do cover songs also. Some people do like amazing covers, and like so it makes it bad that you're like, hey, I want to show you someone's cover, and if it's not really like done correct, you can't even put that stuff on there. Or if they just sung it like kind of like where someone's a good singer, so they're playing to the music or the tempo and all that. It's kind of, I just think it's stupid. I mean, I'm fine for them to get the money to whoever created it. I understand that. I know like BMI and all that's out there looking for that stuff. But as far as just letting people post the stuff, I think it kind of takes creativeness away from people. You've been doing a lot of embroidery still, or Went to a Joe Walsh concert, and he came on and said to post if you wanted to any platform. Yeah, and that's the thing is like some of these people want it posted, like especially like for instance, all these older bands that aren't really seen anymore, and they're just doing like a comeback tour. A lot of them will say that, or it'll be like, "Hey, everyone, post, send it to your people," and then literally like Facebook. I understand if it's like a UFC fight you're broadcasting or something like that, where it's taking away the money, but like some of these things it's stuff that other people wouldn't be able to see, and it's just I don't know. I think it's kind of stupid. Like I mean, I've used to go to a lot of concerts and all that, and usually like I'll have a friend be like, "Hey, I wanted to hear that song." So like literally when that song comes on, you literally just turn on the phone, kind of record it or try to FaceTime them or whatever. But sometimes it doesn't work that way, so you just got to record it and then just stream it as much as you can or whatever. But then too, you got to put on like nowadays, you got to put on these private platforms so no one else can get offended from you playing the music. And it's not like you're trying to get money off it. It's not like I wanted money off what was it? A few years back, I went to New Kids on a Block concert, and some of my friends wanted to hear like a bunch of the old school songs. So I played them for her, and then literally it was all in the private, and like they all got flagged. The one, like some of them didn't even, showed the concert, but all the audio was taken down. And then it had like Tiffany on there, and like Tiffany hasn't had a song out in forever. So like for her career, it'd be good for people to see her, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not in charge of YouTube, so. So how's the weather where everyone's at? I know we haven't had rain in probably 3 weeks, I want to say, and then we've got rain showers on and off today, so it was kind of good. We need more though. We didn't get a lot, but got a bunch of new stuff I'll be testing, and then we got a bunch of videos. Hot, freaking hot. We got rain last night, and it was only rain in August here. Yeah, that's kind of like here. Like we need the rain, and we haven't got it. We've been in with the heat index. We've been in 100 plus. Like it was 108. I want to say Thursday. Friday was a cool down day, and just a normal temperature was 92. But we have high humidity here, which is really bad. So the weather has not been fun or pleasant. It's kind of been kind of crappy. The only good thing though about Arizona though, your guys' humidity in a lot of the parts aren't like high humidity, so it can get warm, but so I still got to make it out to Vega hopefully in the maybe next month. I'm going to try to get out to Vega. He's out in Arizona to shoot a video with him, and then he wants me to hike Camelback with him. I told him I would hike some of it, so. But he posted a video the other day. Apparently they had to airlift someone off there. They slipped and fell or something happened, and so I've got to try to cut down on the weight and drink water if I'm going to go do that. That's what he was saying too, is just the heat, because there's only a few spots that you can really rest in the shade. And yeah, I don't know what part. He's in the main city right there, Phoenix. So I don't know how far Scottsdale is from Phoenix. I'm not from there, but I know he does go there a lot to hike. And I know his shops, well, the one shop is downtown Phoenix. Yeah, he's in downtown Phoenix area. And then his I'm trying to think where the street he just like the one part's in a kind of a not too good of area. He's got two shops now. Both shops are open. One's in a better spot. The other one's the one that has a lot of problems about there. It's about 30 minutes outside of Phoenix. Okay, so that's not that bad then. Because that's like me. Like literally when I go to work, I drive almost 45 minutes to an hour to work because I'm in a small little city here. So 30-minute ride ain't too bad then. So have you ever been to Vega's shop, Carla? Yeah, like he's had, it's bad to say, like he's had junkies and all that, like uh that he's posted and all that, and just like the police will come in, like either help him or remove him. He like just it's crazy the stuff you see that he's where he's at. Yeah, Vega 23, he has a YouTube channel. He's been doing it longer than Juan and it, like the only one that's been doing it longer is Mikey. But he's been pay per hour hotels, yeah. Like he got this huge shop, and then he's like the other one he's in with another one doing Woo and Sons. They do like nuts and jerky and all that, and so they split the shop. I only watch you and Liberty. Okay, well, see, Liberty was supposed to go out to his shop that one time. That's why I didn't know if you've seen it because like he's a pretty good guy. I've known him a long time. But yeah, he does videos. He was doing gonna give a printer away the other day. He got a new one for a shop, and I don't know if he gave it away or not. But he's out there. Like I said, we were gonna collaborate and do a video, and then give some money out to some street people. But one of his painters, that's the one I won the. It's actually easier to point over here. The hood. He's got a painter in there that does that. He's got a pretty big shop. Yeah, it's Vega 23, VAGA 23, and like I said, he's got some pretty cool content. He doesn't do many live. He doesn't do many lives at all, really. He's mostly just on the printing and all the different stuff like that. But he posts a lot of the stuff like for instance, the car shows that's going on out there. He posts some of that stuff when he goes and films. They had a car show in their other parking lot the other day, and so he posted that stuff and was giving out stickers and all that stuff. I've actually got another box. I don't know if it came today or if it'll be this week, but he sent me some more stuff. He's like he's got Instagram and all that. It's one of the few little stickers I got sitting next to my computer just because he's gave me hats and all that stuff, but that's his logo. What's up, Rye? Me and Matt were talking about you a little bit ago about how you were the rebel and got kicked out, and then gonna have to check him out. He's a cutie. I don't know about that. I only play for one team, so. So are you going to do the unboxing video, Rye, and post it, or you want to come on a live? What do you want to, how are you going to do that, or how long before they let you come back? So we got Rebel Rye on here. That's Rye's new name, Rebel Rye, for being an outlaw. Yeah, when I had him on my live, Carla, he normally wears sunglasses, and everyone wanted him to take them off. So we did one live with him, and I think actually two. I think I should be able to get back on track Thursday. Well, that's good. Did you take the jelly out, or is it still in that package? Yeah, that's in that package, right? It's actually wrapped up. I mean, it's jelly's jelly. It's fine. It's sealed. Um, you don't have to refrigerate it till it's open, so it's fine. I just didn't know it's in a padded envelope. So, but if it got busted, remember that's not my fault on this video. None of the ride comments on it. So you've been staying busy, Rye? Look, my shop's kind of cleaned up again. Not much is new. I bought some more equipment. Building another little building. I'm building a 30 by 40, and then I'm building another, just another. I don't know what size it's going to be. I ordered the thing. I think it was 28 by 30 on this other one. It's just for me to put uh, the mill and the plasma in. And then trying to set up the embroidery. Hopefully that will be soon. And then I'm thinking of actually carrying cup presses, like heat presses, but for the tumblers, but you can still do cups on them. They're adjustable. I'm not sure yet, but the vendor that my big unit, which is right over there, can't see it, but anyways, they were asking me if I wanted to carry it and carry some and do a maybe private label or whatever. So I'm thinking of it. I'm undecided. And then I've just been busy dealing with the heat. Hey Pam, how's it going? Yeah, I'm thinking of doing it, Carla. Like I said, I've got one. They're sending me their press to see, because I told them, I said I've got certain requirements for the tumblers if I'm going to use a tumbler press, and I'm debating too, because like I mean they're going to put my logos on it and brand it how I want. So I'm debating if I want to go with the kind of the bananas and pickles and go yellow and green, or like you said, where ladies buy them. I didn't know if I should go with pink and maybe make some pink ones or whatever. I'm kind of undecided on that, so I'm kind of whatever people suggest. Yeah, I've got one that will be here this officially this week. Well, actually, I got two of them this week coming in because we're going through like color patterns and all that. But the let me see if I can pull them up. Hey Jimmy, how's it going? And then we're not much, Jimmy. I'm just kind of just saying hi to everyone. We were talking about where I got kicked off for a week. Here's what the controllers. We're going through two different controllers right now. But that's what it kind of looks like, Carla. Hot as heck here too. Yeah, it's crazy. This heat's just crazy. Hey, Jesse Gibson, how's it going? And then, like I said, they've been doing. Like, they'll do any color for me if I really want. But like, here's like some purple ones they've done. And like I said, they got blue, they've got grays, they've got a bunch of different ones. So it's like the colors and all that, and then like the controllers, they got a few different controls up front. So I've got a few different choices to choose on them. So it's just a matter of deciding if I want to do it, if I like the sample, because I'm not gonna sell them if I don't think they're good. But the videos that they've been sending me, like I said, my other press works fine that they make, so no complaints there. But the other video, like I said, you're getting it. You're less time than 4 minutes compared to the oven. And I mean, you do have to. A lot of people are still rotating them because where the seam's at, no matter what you do, they suggest to rotate it. But it's like a minute 30 and a minute 30, and then you're done. So that's 3 minutes total because 30 seconds is two 30s equals a minute. So 3 minutes and you're done. So a little bit less than the other one. But then the other thing too is you don't need shrink wraps. You don't need a bunch of other stuff. If it's not a all over print, you could probably get away with not even rotating it. But the other thing too is the price. I've seen a lot of these other companies that they're selling them for. I think I can easily beat their price, and this press is a lot better press. So it's a matter of just deciding which is the right way to go, and if I want to do it. Because the thing is, when I do that, it's not just buying one. I've got to buy a few cases of them. So that's kind of the thing. How's all your other work going on, Pam? You getting everything done? You staying busy? And let me see if I've got the other screen. Like I said, they've. And then this one's running with the 4-button screen. They're just different controllers, slightly different. So there's a few different options that I can go with. I've never used heat wraps when using my tumblers. So what do you actually use when you're doing it? You just use the wraps? Is that what you use, or do you just tape them? I can get pre-orders for these easy through my group. One of the ladies sold 50 on a pre-order. Wow, that's crazy. Because see, like, I've got the one is supposed to be here, like I said, this week. And like I said, it's some of the things that we're like trying to finalize was, like I said, like the color. I don't know what colors to go with. Because like all your major companies have their color, like Ryanet's uses the rock green, which isn't bad. Heat Press Nation uses some purples in theirs. Stahl's uses the gray and blue colors. And I know it's just a color thing, so it's not that important, and I don't really mind the colors. I just want it to be something kind of unique. Like I said, they threw some yellow samples to me, asked what I thought about yellow, because they went to the website and all that. Some of the things like that, like the yellows and the greens, I've thought of going with that. We've talked about doing the custom screen where my logo pops up. I don't really want to do that because of programming on it. If there's something wrong, then I have to have another board. It's easier to go with the standard board. But it's more or less some of the simpler stuff is on how it's going to be branded. Like I said, I'm going to do a test this coming week to make sure it heats evenly on their contactors. Like I said, I use their big heat press, and their products are really good. So I don't doubt them on this other press. It's just a matter of kind of some of the small details. Like I said, I'm open to any ideas, what people think on colors that they would maybe like to see, want to see. Some people want certain colors, other ones don't care. I know September's coming up, so I also thought of that. Sublimating shirts for local car show. That's really cool. Car shows are really good because people like them. People always buy shirts for car shows, and they want something to remember that event. So that's a good thing, Pam. You've been staying real busy in the printing business ever since you started, haven't you? Since it's picked up. What color would you like to see, Carla, on a press, and which color would you like to not see? We have a huge weed fest I sent, and will only be the vendor doing shirts and tumblers. Hey, George Lopez. Do you have a bunch of the artwork already, Carla, for them tumblers? I'm on pins and needles waiting for my embroidery machine. When is the deadline for them, or when are they saying they're going to get it there, Pam? Your event's in September, Carla. Yeah, if I remember to look, Carla, I used to have a bunch of them, like the Tumblr artwork with that stuff on it, like Snoop Dogg and all that, and then just like a bunch of different ones, because where I have all them different Tumblr things. And then, like I said, I've never got around to posting it all. September 3rd. That's right around the corner then. Yeah, I've got to spend time and set my machine up. It's crazy. I've got it and haven't really used it much, and haven't done any videos on it yet. But even like I've got videos that will post hopefully soon. I've got like there was 3 parts of the UV ink. Sorry about that. My mind's drawing a blank. There were three parts of that video. The other one will probably drop tomorrow. And then I already have like 4 other videos that I already created that's on my page. Yeah, I had lots of them with the leaves, and then like the Rasta colors, the reggae colors. And then, like I said, I got some videos too. After them videos, I have the other videos on my little editing platform, and I did a bunch of my direct-to films. But wait, 5 weeks is driving me nuts. I'm really ready to play. You know the bad thing, Pam? I've got more equipment coming in, and I'm dying for my equipment to get here, but the bad thing is I don't know where I'm going to put my other equipment because my one building, we consolidated some of it and we're changing it, and I don't want to take any of my metal equipment into the other part of the screen shop. So I'm kind of deciding what to do. Like that's where I'm building these other buildings, but I don't know what I'm going to put in them. Some of them are going to be warehouse space, just warehouse space. And then, like for instance, my mills and all that, they run 3-phase. And a lot of places don't have 3-phase, so I've got to run phase converters, rotary converters, which isn't a problem, but the noise and all that. And then like metal, I don't want anywhere near any of the other stuff. So I'm kind of consolidating them and trying to figure something out. Shoot me an email, Carla. I'll throw my email in here. Hey Raquel, how's it going? There you go, Carla. And I'll try to send you some of the photos of the ones I've got. Like I said, I never put it on my other site. I started to and just never did. Where I've got so much different artwork, it's not funny. I mean, I was going to do seasonal packages, and the problem is my server that I host all that on, I've got, it's an insane amount. I'd have to look. But I think I'm almost at like 20 gigs of artwork on there. Because, I mean, I've got videos and all that linked on there. I'm doing good, Raquel. The heat's a little warmer than I'd like, but I'm going in the family room with everything else. That's the thing, Pam. Like once you start getting stuff, it seems like you're always filling up more and more space. And you just like it looks horrible, but like literally like the air fresheners, it's like I go through them so much that we keep that. I always keep gummies because every order we send out, we send gummies. And it seems like I keep getting more and more stuff. Like it looks more and more cluttered, but it's just more and more equipment. That's like the big thing about doing the cup presses. I think they'll go good. Or the tumbler presses. My only worry is where am I going to store all them boxes? I have a 10 terabyte external and it's loaded. Yeah, see, I run my external here, but for me to do like where I've got the store and we do like the cloud sales on it, instead of me putting here so they're linking out on my local network, I actually got a cloud base where I rent or I guess I technically own it because I paid for it and it was a lifetime subscription, but I've got I forget what my limit is on there, but the problem is like what I'm running into on files, like my big bundle, it was like, I want to say 10 gigs on the one bundle. And so what happens when you download that? Hey, Linda, how's it going? What happens when you download 10 gigs? Most people's computer pauses on that. And then if it pauses too long, it kicks them off. So people throw a fit about the download rates and all that. So then I try putting them in smaller bundles and it works, but it's some people's like, hey, we want more in the bundles. And I can't, if I put them into smaller bundles, I can't sell them in as big a group because it doesn't download that quick. So I'm trying to find a way to, and I could go Google Drives. I just don't like doing that just because there's too much stuff on there. And then even on like my Google Drive's already filled up without me paying for more. Ordering a few plastisol transfers to practice slight haze on plastic and Teflon sheets. I say plastisol did not cure correctly. Yes. Need to adjust. Yes. I'm selling my furniture and moving my whole operations in the family living room after Christmas. That means you're doing really good, Pam. I mean, honestly, when you say that, the funny thing is, I have like in my living room, I very seldom sit in my living room. I watch TV in one of my rooms, or I'm on one of these other computer rooms that I have. I got a few of them, but I never really just sit out there in the living room. So mine would be fine, I guess, if I did something like that. What does the slight haze plastisol on the Teflon sheet mean? Yeah, I've got some of the polymade powder. I've never really used too much of it though. Even when I've used it, I mean, it sticks to the cotton, but I've never got it as vibrant as some of the other stuff. Um, but I've only tested a little bit with it, um, just because I haven't had too much time to mess with it. Because what I do now, and it's more convenient for me, but if it's not convenient for most people, so if you're only sublimating, yeah, the powder works great. What works for me though is where I've got the big direct to film machine. So if I need anything on cotton, I just throw it on there. See, I looked at actually carrying the powder, and I can get it. It's just how it's got to be labeled and all that to resell it. It can be a little tricky. And then some of the powder I got in, literally, it stayed at the post office until I came to pick it up, just because they didn't want to open it, but they didn't want to know what it was because it was loose powder and it wasn't labeled. Which the dogs didn't hit on it, so it was fine. But so it was one of them things. I don't know how easy it would be to have to purchase it, break it down, and if it's worth it or not. I know a lot of people are liking it. Like I said, direct to film is like the powder, isn't it? Yes and no. They have the glue on the direct to film on the back that you put on, and it makes it look. People call it elephant skin. Um, there you go. The black has glue, but there's no white underneath it. And then like these are translucents with no white whatsoever. They just had the powder ran through the shaker. But the direct to film, it's literally like on a good transfer, you can peel them off the paper, and then the elasticity and all that's there. So like how elastic this stuff is, and it all pops back to the same color. I'll show you. Like on here, as thin as it is, and it's not being on a shirt, I am going to get pinholes and all that. But as you see, the color pops right back. But that's what a direct to film is. But yeah, they use a glue base. It's a slight different than that powder from what I've been told. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Just trying to get some other parts ordered and buy more stuff. So you need a specialty printer for that. Yeah, you need a direct to film printer. Um, it's a little bit different than Easy Sub because, like I said, these you can print any kind of transfer. And like the nice thing is, like literally, this was done with one of them transfers, so you can print them and they'll stick onto anything, and they don't come off. Um, you can put them onto like leather. It's pretty much just a transfer in general. Had them sitting here the other day. I got a bunch of my logos, but it's a just a transfer, but they work pretty good for the most part. They're I don't really have too many negatives. But like you can do stuff like this was done on it, Carla. And like I show people this all the time. And of course, this is a polyester shirt, as you know how stretchy polyester is. So you can do stuff like this. And as you see, there's no issues on the shirt. It never ripped or anything. The colors and all that are still there. And it pops right back to the normal shape. And then the feel, no, it's softer than laser. It's similar to like where people would say like a super color transfer. But George, I used to get so mad when the transfers got stuck on my Teflon sheet or the parchment paper. I would freeze stamp the towel to make it release. Yeah, that's one thing when Greg brought that up. These things, I can literally put these on a heat press. I can take this right here and go put it on the heat press over there and press onto this. This will not stick to the platen. It will not re-stick to itself on the outside. That's the awesome thing. Yeah, I got some videos on them. Carla, check them out because the videos are pretty impressive. But like I can press onto here, like take this to that heat press right now. This whole image, lay it flat, no Teflon over the top. It won't stick. You don't have to worry about anything. So that's the other nice thing about it. You don't need to worry about, I mean, you can put Teflon over it when you're pressing them. A lot of people do, but it will not stick to that sheet. But for safety of mine and peace of mind, not wanting to ruin your press, put it on there. But I've pressed them all the time and never had an issue. The only reason I would say make sure you put a Teflon over it is if you ever had like what Pam was saying, like where you had transfers get heated up and stuck. If you ever had anything melt or stick to the top, like I keep pointing over my press and you can't see it, but if you had anything get stuck to the top of your transfer sheet or your platen, the heat part, the heating element, that's going to be stained and dyed. So it would transfer the dye into there. So that part that's why I would say maybe keep a parchment paper on top of it or a Teflon sheet. But in general, you don't need to use them. The other thing you can do too is you can do like crazy fine detail like this. You can do these super thin gaps. Like this is one of the Juan ones. And you can do stuff that you couldn't do in cut vinyl per se. So it makes it, you can kind of fill voids and gaps. The other thing you can do too is like, let's say, I'm trying to find an image here. Here's a perfect example. This shirt was done with that. So you can see how it looks. I forgot I'm wearing this thing. So on this one, I didn't do it, but on some of them where the black is at, because I know I'm not going to need the black, I didn't print black. So all I do is let the shirt be black. So what that does, it gives you a softer feel. Like a good example up here, which you guys can't really see it, but on these B's, the black, that's actually the shirt being the black. So it gives it a super soft feel. Like some people like say it's got like and I even say it's like a latex or rubbery feel, but it's weird. You have to almost feel it. But when you wear the stuff, it feels like a heat pressed shirt, like the Goon Life shirts that everyone's got. That's got a very rubbery texture feel too, because he's heat pressing it and how it's done. So it's kind of hard to explain. And like you were saying there, like we say, I hate HTV. The nice thing, there's no weeding on this stuff. You print it, you press them, and they're good to go. And literally, they hold up amazing. Loads of washes. You press it, it gets right into the grooves. I've got, I don't know, loads and loads of washes. Every shirt that I've had with my own images on them, I've probably washed them 30 or 40 times already, and they're still holding up. They don't lift. They don't fade or whatever. They work great for a lot of small, what I would call small jobs. If I've got a 100 shirt order, yeah, I'm probably going to run it on the auto. If I got a customer that comes in and wants, like, let's say 20 commemorative funeral shirts, they want them, let's say, on a black shirt, full color image, there's no way to screen print that. You can do printed vinyl, or like the stuff you get like Oki stuff, or the stuff you get at Walmart run through there. Yeah, my machine has white ink. So yeah, it's got its own white ink. My printer's got, they're called I-3200 heads from Epson in it, which make it extremely fast. You don't need that. Them are just the top of the line heads. Lucky I don't have to order transfers anymore. Yeah, and that's the thing too, because you, like, if you compare, let's say, the super color price, these things are like, I've got lists on my website of people that do them. Like on my page, even underneath here, there's links in this video description of, like, one's called Wand Transfers. The other one is I'm drawing a blank right now. Fusion. But yeah, like, they print, they're super impressive. And here's another thing. You can do things with these that you can't do with super color. Like, here's one of my logos, the bananas and pickles. But you can do things like huge. These are over 13 by 19. So you can print a shirt that's massive, that covers up, that you could never do with like a super color print. And like I said, there's no way to get it done. This one has the absence of color in some of it, which this one was made, like, right here in the forehead. If you see, there is clear spots that it takes on the shirt. The printer that I've got, Carla, I got mine from China. I don't know their name. There are a lot of them out there. There's places here in the U.S. Like, you can pick a desktop one up. You're limited on the speed. So a desktop one, you're going to be maybe 10 to 15 prints an hour. Doing the two color, a full 13-inch size paper, because you can do up to like 13 by 19 on a desktop unit, or you can do 13 and you can use a roll printer, so you go 13 by whatever you want length. But like, my printer's a 24-inch wide. The desktop units, though, you can convert them. You can buy them already done. You can get into them for like $1,000 up to $3,000 on a desktop one, I would say. I just got Printmaster V9, and I can't mirror my prints. I need some help or a video. I don't have Printmaster, Nini. I don't know that program. Usually, though, in your print software, when it goes to your printer, you have a file on your printer itself that it will say mirror image on the output. So even if it's not mirrored in the software, as long as you mirror it in your printer, it should work. What I'll do is try to look up that program and see if I can find anything for you. All right, 1 second. Let me. Okay, I've got one for you right now, Nini. Let me open this up. It's going to be blurry, but that's what it says to do. Them little buttons in the setting page, it's right there. So it says mirror. And it on that Google search, that's what it said. It's right there. You just hit that button and you hit left or right to mirror it, or up and down, depending which way you want to flip to mirror it, and it will mirror it that way. Hey, what's up, Juan? So hope that helps. Like I said, I don't use that software, but that's what I found out real quick just from that quick Google search. Like I said, a lot of people too, what they'll do is in their printer settings, you'll use the printer settings, and the printer settings normally have all that stuff in it. So like, even though your software might not, sorry guys, I'm trying to multitask. Be back in 20. Okay. That's fine, Pam. But yeah, that's what I was saying though, Carla. Like I said, you can use these for a lot of things. And like I said, and then if you do like the gang sheets, like these, then you can put like on a whole sheet, you can put loads of them. You can do, like I said, you can get round coasters, cork coaster. Like this was just sheets of it. But you can do that. You can press them on a lot of things. And it makes it a little bit more useful. Nini, did that work for you, Nini? Let me know if it worked. And like I said, because I'll try to find some more stuff for you to help you. I don't blame you, Jimmy. I would not pass up on dinner, as you can tell. But the nice thing, Carla, it's the other thing too. You can buy the transfers cheaper. So a lot of people use it for hang tags in the back of the shirts if they're doing their own custom stuff. And so you can really get creative with it, where you could get screen printed transfers if you're only doing one color. But if you want to do, like, let's say multiple colors and all that, a neck label is going to be pretty pricey to get multiple colors in it. So if you do like the labels like that, they work really good. You can get kind of creative with them, put more colors in it, whatever you want, and you can get a lot of them on a sheet. And like I said, it just has more kind of personality or your own personal style to it. And like I said, it definitely is, like I said, just another thing to look into. The other thing too, Carla, something like that, what you can do is, like for that show you're doing in September, here's the nice thing. You can have you could have some more of the transfers made. So you can print them on black shirts where you can only sublimate onto a white shirt. So you could print these on there, take them with you. And the nice thing is you're not out nothing because these will last. And so you can just repress these later. So take them with you, press them as you need it. So you can actually add a lot more, and then you can take the shirts. So the nice thing, you take a box of shirts, and let's say you don't sell all the shirts, you're not stuck with an event shirt with the name on it that you can't sell after the event, or you're going to have to reduce the price at the end of the event because you don't want to take them shirts home because they got the event on it. So if you do it this way, like I said, you can print them. You can do some full color ones. They'll let you gang sheets. They don't charge you on that. You can do a lot of things with it. Or like I said, you can buy your own machine too and print them that way. And then literally take them with you. You're good to go when you're ready to press them. No, I tried everything mirror does not light up to be pushed. Did you try what Juan did by grabbing the nodes and dragging it across left to right on the resize? And these blanks areas are fine, small things to add to paper so they're not wasting any sub paper. Great idea. Gonna look into them, sure. Hey, what's up? Texas Finest Frankie, how's it going? At first I was against directed films, but after trying it, it's not so bad at all. Be right back getting coffee. Yeah, a lot of them is like you've got to keep them in a dry area. Put a desiccant pack with them. The biggest thing is pre-press your shirt before because shirts got a lot of moisture in them. And if you just throw around the shirt and press it, you're going to get the moisture to come through. But if they're done correct, none of that's an issue really. The moisture on the stuff and all that. One friend in Michigan, he's on the lake. He's got them hanging up in the window, and he'll go cut them and put them on the shirt, no problems. They don't have an issue with them and all that, so it's just personal choice. And it's just prepping up how you're going to prep them. Sorry, I just got a message from one of my work partners. He said where I'm at in my city, the shop, like I said before, is about 30, 40 minutes away. And we had that little rain on and off today. Nothing major, but apparently the shop got flooded. He just texted me with the photo of the flood and the floor. So it is what it is, though. Oh, well. We try to keep things off the floor anyways. I have some directed films that are starting to crack without me touching them. Depends on where you got them, Frankie. If they're cured correctly, they shouldn't have any issues. Some of that could be like how they were made, and the other thing too, you should always. I mean, you don't have to, but if they are starting, literally put them in a pack, a sealed up tube, and put a desiccant pack in there. That's the things you get in your shoes, and that will stop that. I'm about to give up for now. I have to keep looking for the video. What's a good software for t-shirts? I use Photoshop. Photoshop and Illustrator. That is your number one industry standard. Corel Draw people use, but like Photoshop's your big number one to go to. You can do just about anything in Photoshop and Illustrator. You need, there is a free one. It's in one of my Tumblr videos, the one where I show how to make that template. If you go watch that video, like Inkscape's another, Inkscape's free. There's a bunch of free ones out there that you can use. And in that video that I draw, it's got a I don't have that Tumblr. It's got a Deadpool on there, a Deadpool and Reaper from whatever Reaper's in. It's some other cartoon my little nephew likes. But if you go watch that video, Nini, I think I post it. I say the other softwares that are free, that don't cost anything, you can actually use them. And I have a link to them in them videos if I'm not mistaken. But I would use them because one of them's almost like Photoshop, except it doesn't cost anything. I use Photoshop CS6. Yeah, mine is right. Well, I think I am CS6. I got to check. I got the last version of Photoshop before they went to the cloud base. And it's not hacked. I actually have a key for it. But I don't like the idea of having to pay a monthly subscription, so I've never upgraded. I've stuck with that, and I love it. I mean, and like Juan said, the best design one is the one that you're good at. Like Photoshop, the reason I like Photoshop is, like, for instance, I'm trying to look at the software you asked about a minute ago, Printmaster. Printmaster, there's probably videos out there. There are not as many. If you type in Photoshop videos in Google, you will find millions of videos that pop up. Photoshop, loads of people make videos for it. So the more popular softwares out there, you're going to find more videos. There are videos on Corel Draw. That's a kind of runner-up to Photoshop in the design. You can do both things in each. Some things are easier in one program. Some things are easier in the other. There are some things that are harder to do in one than the other. Corel Draw works for most of it. Photoshop, like I said, especially if you got to buy it now, you're going to have to pay a fee. So I would use the free stuff. Like I said, the Inkscape. And there's another one besides the Inkscape. I can't think of it, but it works almost like Photoshop. The icons are pretty much identical, and it's free. It's online. They don't charge you a thing. So that's what I would learn with. Try that one, and then go to, if you like it and you want Photoshop and you want something that's got more tutorials online and all that, check out Photoshop. Like there's a lot of people too, like Matt's got plugins coming out. Sorry, the flip-flop of words there. But I use it and can bridge into my ZBrush 3D content program. Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of people use it for brushes and all that. A lot of people too, if they're a big Apple person, they're going to use, it's on a tablet you normally use. I can't think. It's what all my other stuff was drawn in. Paint Shop is another good learner. Yeah, that's the one I think I'm thinking of, Carla. But the one for Apple, it's like $15 for the download on the tablet, and that's what everyone, like all tattoo shops, use it. That's what these were made on, actually. The artwork and that, and then my monsters, they were all made with that same program. Wacom, yeah, that's another one. Like, there's a lot. Like, write down the ones Carla's saying there, because they're all the ones that are online and they're free. And like I said, that's honestly the best way to get started. Try one of them. Canva, because if you don't want to necessarily like go out and spend the money on Photoshop and not like it or not understand it and it take over, and let's say you use the free trial. If you use a free trial and it takes a month to learn it, let's say, and you only got like a 2-week trial or a month trial, you wasted that free trial time and you might not understand it. So I would try to see something on there that's free to try with, to learn, to get you kind of in the understanding of what all the buttons do. Because like I said, like Matt's got things too that oh yeah, Wacom's the pads that, yeah, where you can do pressure sensitive and all that. Procreate, that's the one for Apple. Procreate, that's what they use a lot of the artists to do all the stuff. That's how this was. Like I said, this was drawn in Procreate, and it gives it the gradient. It was done with brushes, so this was like this is all hand done. But like I said, use stuff like that works best for you. But like I said, some of them, like I said, depending on how you draw, how you work on things, like if you use the tablets and all that, or if you're used to like free, like drawing with your hands, tablets work great like that. Or like even like the Wacom, they've got the tablet that it interfaces with the Photoshop and Illustrator, and it lets you do all that stuff. The other but laptop I have, might have a video coming out with it. It has that built in. Depends on if I'm allowed to show the video or not. They got to approve it. It's a test thing. So, but that one has it too. So like some of them, some people like that where they can draw with it. Other people just want to use the mouse and just drop it in and type font. That's fine also. Figure how you function and then kind of find what program works for you, best for you on that. If you're someone that draws, yeah, go the other route. If you're someone that does it the other way, because at the end of the day too, if you have to make your screens, when you're screen printing, that's where Photoshop comes in. You can do plugins. Like Matt will have a plugin coming out from Mikey Designs. Hopefully he'll have it out this year. And so literally it does all the separations for you. And it's spot process. So what you're able to do is like it would separate this and you can minimize screens. So like with it being browns, you could browns, green, and yellow. You could probably get away with maybe 3 or 4 screens to make that shirt. It separates it that way. So it's kind of nice that you can set it up. You can pick colors and do certain things, kind of like this. You could do this with 3 colors, or actually 4 because there's black. Sorry. But you can do the process that way. So if you're having to print it for shirts, some of these other programs, like that Print Master you have, I don't believe it has a way to do the separations in it. So if you're screen printing, you want to look at a program that you're going to be able to separate each color or each layer or do separations in it, because you're going to have to print them out to make your negatives for your printing. That's my problem. I just purchased this one and I was using the old version, and this is the V9 version. That is so hard. It's not like the first one. Thank you, Juan, and everyone. I will be. Yeah, and like I said, that's the thing too. Like some of these other ones we listed, check them out because there are some free ones. And like I said, so you can see if it's similar to what you're using, because that's the problem too. When new programs come out, like I don't always upgrade just because sometimes they got nicer features, but some of the stuff you've known how to do and some of the shortcuts don't always correlate over to the new stuff. Photoshop always tries to, but like they create new things later on, and they make they're not called kernels, but they make processes where on the newer, like the cloud base is really nice how the processes are, but on these old ones too, like there's features that I like in the old ones that the new ones don't have. Like I said, my other thing why I never switched over is I don't like to have a monthly fee for a software that you got to pay for. or that I've already paid for. Like I've spent $2,000 on the whole bundle, and I don't like to have the idea that now for me to upgrade, I've got to pay $20 to $30 for every program in that bundle. So if I want to edit my videos, I got to pay for that one. If I want to use Photoshop, I got to pay for that. If I want to use Illustrator, and they do have bundles with them, but you're still looking at, let's say, $30 to $40 a month. That adds up really quick throughout the year. A good example, like when we were talking the other day on Juan's stuff on Flexi, I have Flexi 8.5, and like Juan was joking, literally that program is, I'm trying to think when I got here, I think it was like 2014, 2015 that program came. It's actually back before then, but it's right around, let's say, 2010 to 2015, somewhere in that time frame. So, and it's probably before then. Might have been 2010. But anyways, that program is so old. Well, here's what happened. That the hasp key stopped working. When I called them, Flexi's like, we don't even do support for that anymore. They were on like Flexi 10 or 20 now. And so even though everything works, it won't let it read my key, so I can't use it. So what I ended up having to do was use their download software. They got a cloud base. I used it. Hey, Lily, how's it going? My favorite jelly maker. Thank you. So I used their new one. The problem is like I don't even like how it does the cuts. It's got a different contour cut than the old one does. But I had to get the files done, so I did use that to get the parts out. But they called me and they're like, hey, would you want to keep upgrading? And I was like, I don't like the idea of paying this much a month. I like the old one that I paid for. It's mine and I'm done, because that one I don't use that program all the time. It's only when I got to do a cut vinyl sticker. And so it might only get pulled out once a month or maybe every other month. So I hate to know that I got to spend, I think theirs is $30 a month. So I'll have to spend $30 a month to use a program to only use it once. So if I'm, let's say, cutting one set of stickers, that's $30 I got to add on to that cost of them stickers, because that's how much it costs me. So that's why I don't like software that you have the monthly upgrades. I understand why they do it. It's not to get money. It's so they can give you the latest and greatest, and you're always up to date when you're doing that because you're using the latest online. But there are disadvantages of it too. I don't like being tied into a monthly subscription if it's something I'm not going to use but every other month. So I'm not big on that. Silhouette is actually a very powerful software. I use it with my scan and cut and Cameo, and it's free, but I bought the business one, and this and the things the program does. Yeah, like a lot of people use it. The only problems that I have is I've owned Cricuts and Silhouettes, and I bought them just to do tests on them. They're like I'd rather have a bigger plotter. But that being said, the only thing I ran into also too is some of my files, like how I'd have to import them, was like sometimes it didn't give the best quality. And so, and it wasn't because of that. Like what it was, I only had it in a smaller quality where I could clean things up in my Photoshop. There were ways to do it in the Silhouette and in the Cameo or the Cricut. I didn't know how, and I didn't want to spend the time to watch the videos. And that comes back to, like we were all saying, find the software that you like and you're comfortable with. Because the nice thing with a lot of people use Silhouette stuff is because there's millions of people making videos out there on it. So if you have an issue, you can usually type it into Google and say, hey, this issue. If you use a software, let's say, in a good example, like I used to machine. There's so many CNC programs out there. Mastercam is like one of your high-end ones. The problem is there's not a lot of free videos out there. That program is very expensive, a yearly subscription, a monthly and all that. you're looking $20,000-$30,000 for the package, and then monthly subscription fees and all that. Very, very expensive. The downside is there's not many people posting videos. So if you have an issue, the only advantage is when you've got that subscription, you can call and get support. And like, yeah, like Carla just said, a gazillion videos on like Cameo and Silhouette. It is crazy how many's out there. Like if you need an issue, if you can't figure something out on them machines, type it up there and you can find it. The issue that I was having with my Flexi, I had to Google it, and there's people like 10 years ago that were posting their issue of what they were having with the key not working, the dongle, a hasp key, which hasp is a trademark one, but these were the key itself. And a lot of people were like, hey, here's what happened, here's what you got to do. But like there's no videos out there of how to fix it. It's just you call the company and they're like, hey, it's out of date. So that's the thing of like on something, like I said, a lot of the Silhouette stuff, the software is pretty intuitive for the people that are using it. And there's loads of videos out there. Most people can figure that out within a day. They sit down and follow through. Most people don't even read the instructions. Most people get it and go right online and find someone's video. And honestly, if that's how you want to learn and that's how you work better, like I personally, I learn from visualization. I cannot sit and read a manual and always get the answer. If you show me it once, though, I'm going to pick it right up. So I'm someone that would just go online and watch the thing. Like she said, also all the Facebook groups. That's the nice thing too, is with something that's that readily available out there, there's millions of Facebook groups, there's millions of everything. And that's what makes it nice, because if you have an issue, you can type in a group, you can go on to the page, you can go to YouTube, you can Google. There will always be someone posting something that's out there and that can normally help you find the answer you're looking for. You get into some of these more other programs and it's not always available, or Corel Draw, or use Photoshop, Corel Draw, hand in hand, back and forth. Yeah, and then Goonlight, like he said, he's big with Corel Draw and Photoshop. Juan's huge on Corel Draw. He doesn't use Photoshop much. It comes to the thing too, is whatever one you learn, there are features in some that are quicker than others. And like I said, in whatever method works best for you, kind of stick to that. Like I said, like the videos that I've done, even like how I make a template, do a taper, you can't skew an image that easy in Corel, how I skew them when they were a tapered tumbler. It takes me like 10 seconds to skew that image in Photoshop. But how I do it is not the same as some of these people that actually make the templates. I skewed them the way I do them. They come out fine. The other people's come out fine, but they don't skew them the same way. There's like 20 different ways to do the same process in these programs. Juan is big on crossing the border. Yeah, and just like Carla said, many ways to do these things. Yeah, and that's the big thing with a lot of this stuff. Like I can say, hey, here's how I do it, and someone's going to come on there and say, no, that's not right. Here's, you need to do this first or that first. And hindsight 2020, they might be right, but as long as I get the outcome to come out, my way works for me. I literally will go online and watch how people do some of the separations, because everyone separates different. The gangster's back. Oh, I messed that one up, didn't I? It's the Snoop. D-O-double-G. Sorry, my little humming's off. Hey, what's up, Mike? If you guys want to watch an extremely long video, watch a NovaWorks embroidery video today. I believe it was 14 seconds. Hey, Super Goon, wanna be, aka the T-shirt crybaby, call me, and left a 2-hour voicemail video coming out soon. Yeah, I seen that post on Instagram, Goon Life. So I was just waiting to see when it's coming out. And I also you guys want to watch a video unboxing? Check out Rara's video unboxing. It's pretty cool. Even Ra-Ra's got a video. So shout out, guys. Go subscribe to Ra-Ra 2000K. Is it 2000K? Or no, it's 200K. Ra-Ra 200K. Ra-Ra 200K. Go check his channel out. Hey, Waldo, send me a picture of your logo. I will 3D print it for you. Okay, I'll do that, Carla. Lily says, Rye the block man. Yeah, Rye got shut down for his music. He's not creative enough to make his own music. No. He was DJing, and apparently the algorithm did not like that he was mixing popular music. So they put him in timeout for a little while. They put him in juvenile because he wasn't big enough to be in the big person's jail. So do you want a sticker? Oh, so you got some Ra-Ra stickers made up, Goon Life? If so, throw it in there with my hats. I'll gladly. I think it was 8 seconds. Well, I thought one was 7 seconds, Mike, and then I thought I seen it 14, maybe on something else. Someone else that did a video about the same time, and so I couldn't remember. So I was kind of giving you the benefit and going with the 14 seconds. Hey, Ra-Ra's going to have some stickers now, Goon Life. Look, Rye wants one. Like, we all want some Ra-Ra stickers. Yeah, you can send the Super Goon one also. As soon as my phone beeps, I'll show it, Goon Life. I need to finish caps. Actually did the front and now need to do the backs. The phone hasn't beeped yet, Danny. Did just now. So here we go. So this is one of the new stickers that he is dropping. Hope everyone liked that. Those shirts took 2 days to embroider. That's crazy. That is a long, long time. Oh, okay. 100 shirts, 2 locations. I thought you meant just the 2 on the video. I was going to say, was that hand sewing them things? I almost choked on my drink. Well, see, I seen the when he posted it on Instagram, Lily. I didn't know that was the one that was going to be made, though. So when I opened it, I wasn't as shocked as probably you were. Thankfully for the 2-head machine. Yeah, I'm going to do some videos on my 2-head soon. I just got to find time. Like I said, I got that message earlier that the other shop got flooded. which is not totally flooded. Water's just coming in the back. So I got to go get that. See if the other side got flooded. You have a two-head? Yeah, I have a, I don't know how to pronounce it. Hana, whatever. Yeah, I seen all these ones, Danny. So here's all the other ones that will be in the sticker bundle. I'm assuming it's catching my face. So there's a few of them in there. I'm making many more. Show the ones just since you don't want people to think I got bad graphic skills. Yeah, you misspelled it in the one. No. I'm the only one needle machine. Sticker packs. Lily one needle. That's a sewing machine. Nova Works, leave me alone. We broke over here. Let me see if I got any photos of my thing. I don't know if I do. Make the payments. I don't know. Sometimes I'd rather just pay something outright instead of having payments because I have a PE 800, but I'm going to work it all the holiday season and see what I get. I, I don't have no photos of them in the shop, but I got this one when they packed it up and shipped it to me. I'm trying to find another one. They honestly though, Lily, that's the best thing to do. Is just work with what you got, make some money, and put it up, and that's what I do normally. I just man, I can't find all these photos. I've dealt with so many of these people, it's not funny. I get that a lot, Lily. Here's I don't think it's got no information on there. There's some more stuff. Unwinder, the program, a bobbin winder, some needles, uh, a stylist. I guess they think I need a stylist. It's like they sent me like so many photos, which is kind of funny with my name on it. Like if I really care what it looks like in the box. I was trying to find some better photos. But here's one of just their marketing things. But that's what I went with right there. They put me on their mailing list and I get all their stupid ads. Because I was going to go with the single head and then I just decided to go the double. And then they gave me magnetic hoops with it also. But yeah, and I don't know how to pronounce that name. So on them videos, they're going to be probably pretty. We're just going to call it the embroidery machine because I don't know how to pronounce it. Well, you've got loads, Pam. Like I said, this was just what it was. Is I believe it or not, like I said before, I used to have a single head back in the day, and then I got out of embroidery because, for one, and I probably still will hate embroidery, but what it was is I hated it. I didn't know much about it. I bought this software that was touted to be really good, and I didn't know nothing about Wilcom back in the day until after. So I bought all this stuff from, and there's a Meistogram 1800 or 1600, whatever it was called, and hated that thing. Had nothing but problems with it. And that time they sold out and ended up being rebought by another company. But what I ended up running into also too is like I could do shirts perfectly fine. When we do hats, we ran into issues. The other issue was too is when I'd get a hat order, it would be it'd be someone calling and be like, I need 100, 200 hats. And that's not a problem. And we see Rye doing a single head machine doing that many all the time. But like Rye will tell you too, that's going to eat up your whole week doing that many orders. And that's what it was doing to me. And I was like, to me, it wasn't cost effective to run a single head for the money that I was losing, taking away from running the embroidery, or not embroidery, but running the screen printing machines. So I would outsource it. And that's how I met Juan. I literally subbed him out a bunch of stuff and had Juan do all my embroidery for me. And so that's how I got to meet Juan. But I'll show you guys. Let me see. I gotta make sure there's no government stuff on it. So here's what ended up costing me $6,264. 3-year quality warranty and all that stuff. The magnetic hoops for both of them. That's what I ended up paying for the machine. So it was something too that, hey Mira, how's it going? So it was something that to me was, I mean, it's a lot of money, but I'm going to use it for video content. So if I don't like it or whatever, when I'm done with the videos, I'll be out of here. But it was just something, one of them things that is worth a try. And I figured spend my money to try it instead of having other people spend the money. Everyone that I do know that has these machines, I've talked to a lot of people. The one lady that she's using it, and some of these people, I mean, they've got Tajimas and all that, so they're not just only have had one, and they've had a lot of praises to talk about these machines. Um, so I'm gonna give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. Might not have many of the videos right now. It's sitting in the other shop, and I haven't done much just because I've been too busy to go literally even thread it. I haven't really done nothing with it. It's just been sitting there. What's that? Uh, well, that's what I will be working with for the holidays. I want to make Texas cloths. Yeah, and that's the thing. Sorry, I'm trying to read everyone's thing. But that's the thing, Lily. Like, work with what you got. Uh, my mind pops up with Rye. Was it what's that? Shake what your mama gave you, or work whatever it was. But, anyways, is work with what you have and then move your way up. That's the best way. Even in like anything I've done, screen printing, um, the other equipment I have, I'm not always going to go out and buy the most expensive thing. Because I'm like, it's kind of like this. And I refer to when kids play sports when it was little. And the reason I say that, um, Taylor, which is the city I grew up in, they're in the Little League World Series right now. And they won today, so they're moving on again. So, but it reminds me of that. Like when I was a little kid, I did a bunch of sports and all that. But like, it's one of the things the first year I played hockey, my parents took and got me fitted for all my equipment, sticks and all that. And hockey equipment is not cheap. It's not like other sports like football where they give you the equipment. Hockey, you have to buy it all yourself. Well, long story short, my parents took and got me fitted for all my hockey gear. And then literally, I went to the rink and I was a very small kid. Like I was Rye size. And so like I got out there and watched them checking into the boards and I'm like, nah, this ain't for me this year. And so by the time I did play, that equipment didn't fit me no more. So my parents wasted money. So that's one of the things is like get something and then and I mean it was just my parents wanted my mom, I was her only son, so she made sure like the helmet was like triple padded and all that. But like it's one of them things. See if someone likes it before you go spend a lot of money because you might not like it. I used to work at a bike shop also. And we'd have some people come in and buy super high end like Cannondales, and they're just going to ride to work. And they're riding on like a Raven, which is a full suspension carbon fiber mountain bike, instead of going with the road bike because the guy was like, oh, it looks cool. This is what I want. Well, it's fine, but that ride is made for a certain terrain. And yeah, he can ride it to work, but he's going to be spending more energy using that thing when it's all the travel and all that than instead of going with just something that's going to get him to work. So that's my thing is get your foot in the door, get going with what you're doing, and then work your way up. Because like I said, you'll find out later, like, hey, I'm doing good, I'm selling, and then I want to upgrade. Hopefully I get my sublimation printer soon. He was on here, Lily. I don't know if he still is because it's showing only 6, but here I got a 1 needle, all I could afford. But like I was saying with that too, like my embroidery, I got that machine, hated it. Every big order we had to sub out because we couldn't get it done. And even then, Juan didn't get some of the things done on time. That's where he always tells you, like some of my products in Mexico right now. I called and I was like, hey, Juan, I need some hats. Here's the artwork. When can you get them done? They need them by this day. Can you do that? Well, that's when he was having problems with one of his machines. And long story short, he wasn't able to get them done. And that's one good thing that I'll say, like when I worked with Juan on it, literally Juan called me. He's like, hey, I didn't get these hats done. Do you still need them? And I'm like, he's like, but I've got them done now. And I was like, and he's like, so do you need them? When was the deadline? I said, the deadline was last week. I said, send me the invoice. I'll pay for them. Because I ordered them and it wasn't no one's fault. It wasn't Juan's fault. The machine messed up. That's one of the things. He had no control of that. It wasn't like he sat there and didn't embroider them or didn't send them like he did with my jigs yet. But it was one of the things that wasn't his fault. So I was like, hey, I'll pay for them. Well, Juan was like, nah, don't worry about it. I donate stuff to Mexico and we'll just do that. So that's it. He didn't bill me anything on it. But that's the thing too, is I had nothing but problems with that machine. And then like when I did get the orders, when I would run them myself, we would get things out. But like literally I went 2-3 months with no orders on embroidery. So it was one of the things, it wasn't worth having that machine, especially with no orders. And then when they would come in, the orders would be so big that we couldn't do them on the one-headed machine in a timely manner. So we'd sub them out. So that's kind of my thing, is like, you don't always need that. Like, here's the good thing, Lily. Use your machine, and like you might be swamped this whole Christmas, might not even get a day off. The good thing is, though, that's that more money put up towards another one, and then once you're caught up with that, then you can get what you need. And like I said, because here's, you got to always, I always look at goods and bads, like on anything. We could have a bad winter and no one's allowed to sell or meet places in public or whatever, so that could happen. And so see, that would be a not really a blessing, but that would be a blessing if you went and, let's say, purchased a big auto and you couldn't use it because you weren't allowed to do the work. So always, you can always find good and bad. So I mean, here's the thing: work nonstop with that all Christmas long, put that money up, and then use it to get something else down the road. And that's why everything, even on the equipment. I didn't start my shop with an auto like some people think I did. Autos everywhere and all that. I literally worked my way up from manuals to autos. And even in the embroidery, work your way up. She took it and got service for me. I have not had any problems with it. Yeah, and see, Lily, that's the thing too. You're not having any problems with it. I had nothing but headaches, and that's before. And here we go with Ramon. That's the thing. That was before I knew Ramon too. So like with the problems I had, I was like, there's nothing I can do to this thing. So literally I sold him that. I sold him the laptop with the program. And man, I took a huge hit on that machine. And so that's like this one. Yeah, does Tajima and Bearden make great machines? Yeah. I wasn't going to go spend that price of a double head Bearden or Tajima. That would have probably been 30,000-40,000 or more. I'm sure someone on here can chime in because they know them prices. So to me, I was like, hey, I don't mind spending 6-7 grand. That's a little bit easier to kind of absorb that compared to spending the bigger numbers. So that's what I did with that. And like I said, that's what I suggest anyone to do, is because the other thing too, I could have bought it. I could have maybe went and got a loan, but I didn't want to have to make payments. I just rather had it all paid off. And like I said, do what's right for you. If it's right to get a loan and you've got the business, do that. If it's right for you to start with something smaller and work your way up, do that. Everyone knows what they're capable of and what works good for them. And go that route. I mean, I'm constantly looking, like I seen a building I'd love to have. They want almost $1 million for it. I don't want to spend that money. It's not worth it. The location's nice, but I don't need that location where it's at. I could have a building anywhere else. So sometimes you've got to look and see what's best for you, what's best for the business. And sometimes it's not what you always want, but it'll work out the best way in the end. I just came from Walmart and they had fabric from 4th of July. July on clearance, $1 a yard. So that's where Texas cloth comes from. Like another thing, Lily, that I just thought of is because like we've got like the flea markets and all that here. Literally, like I've set up in them and sold my hats and all that in there, my beer box hats. But literally, we used to have in the booth next to us, and that lady was slammed. She would make cornhole boards, but she would also sell the bags. And the thing is her set of cornhole boards were like $100 and something, $200, kind of pricey. She didn't sell a lot of them all the time, but the bags, she would sell an insane amount of cornhole bags, and all they're doing is buying kind of like what you just said, the fabric on sale. She would buy sports fabric, and so she would buy like where you guys are at, Texas A&M, which that stuff's probably laying around everywhere. No one wants it. No, but like she would buy all like in here we had University of U of L and then the Wildcats. But she would buy the fabric and make the bags and then sew the back up with just a solid color. So UK would be blue and the front would be the Wildcats of it. U of L would be the logo on the front and then the red on the back or the black on the back for the bags. But she would do that. And so she made a killing because it's a small amount of fabric and then there's stuff with corn. And there's dimensions online and it's 4 sides sewn, hand stitched a little part, and that's all there is to it. She made a killing on them bags. And then she had just solid color bags for like the basic kids. But like always look outside the box or look at things that like a good example. Juan dropped a video today on how to sew the Teflon covers for the heat press, where he's used the neoprene underneath. There's ones out there and they're selling extremely high. It's not a lot of sewing per se, so that's something to look at too. Maybe in your downtime or leading up to Christmas, Lily, sew up some of them pads and then just sell them, because most of them are traditional style or size. So find out what the general size is for like a 16 by 20 and then sew some of them up, sell them on Etsy, sell them on eBay. Because it's one of the things people are looking for them. And there are places like Heat Press Nation and all them. But not everyone wants to pay that price. Some of them are pretty pricey for what they are. Some people just can't find them or they can't find one for their press. So like you can do that. You can, like I said, where Juan showed how to customize it. The other ones aren't customized. They're just blank. So kind of use the best of both worlds where Juan showed you how to sublimate them and go that way and look at doing stuff like that. Because like I said, even like I know you're working towards Christmas, but look at leading up to it. There's things before Christmas, after Christmas, little things that you can do to make that little extra buck. I made enough money with my first machine that I purchased the second one in less than 2 months. Trust me, you can make money. Yeah, and like Pam was saying, that's the thing is like ladies know how to, I wouldn't say sew, but like that is one thing when around here anyways, when I got into the embroidery and when I would go, like every person I would ask was a lady ran shop. They were the ones, even my local sewing machine supply shop, there were mostly ladies in there. So it's like, but they were the people that always out hustled me, like on Facebook Marketplace and all that. They were the ones that would like having the sales. Or like when I would bid on a hat, let's say someone wanted their shirt done, left chest on a shirt, name. I would bid, let's say $10. Then people would come in and be like $9.99 or whatever. Like they were the ones that were always on that stuff and always outbidding me. And the thing is get your foot in the door, get you some business going. And like I said, if you're like, for instance, if the machine's sitting there not doing nothing, let's say today or tomorrow, you're not making money with it. So put it to use. Like I said, find them small, random 1 and 2 jobs. Make sure that people pay up front and is going to meet you so you're not out that way. Or like you said, there you go, coworkers and all that. And so make the money up until the holidays and then run through the holidays with it too. But I always tell people, look, kind of take a step back and then look at stuff that you can see that's simple to do. Or a good example, and this fad is no longer big anymore. It probably might be picking back up. I don't know because I'm not a fashion guru, but 3 or 4 years ago, or it might have been longer. It was longer. When I had my embroidery machine anyways, faux pockets were the big thing. So you would monogram or monogram pockets. So you would monogram a t-shirt, but it would have fabric like a different color. So like you might have a cork pocket, which that's a new fad thing. I'm going to tell you right now, cork pockets are going to take off. But so you would have literally it's sewn down, and literally on my Instagram, I wrote a program so it's sewed down, and I pre-cut the fabric, so it ran a stitch line and told me where to stick this. So I stuck it there, and it ran down, did the outside. It was a faux pocket, so it didn't open. So we had it sew across the top, but it did the other line, so it looked like a real pocket. And then it did the monogram of the initials in the middle. We sold a ton of them to the athletic departments, to the moms on the volleyball teams and all that, because they put their kids' names on it, and it was a mom thing. But like the kids started buying them too, just faux pocket stuff, random flower patterns on a white T-shirt or a pink shirt with like a black pocket with some patterns on it. So many different things. But like I always tell people, step outside, because like what it was is a good family member of mine was in school at that time. She's like, hey, can you make me one of these? She's like, so-and-so charges this much to do one. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. I don't even know. I was like, why would you even want that? She's like, it's a big, cool thing. Everyone's getting it done. So literally, I stepped back and I was like, okay, I can make that. And then literally from her doing that, she's like, hey, I got 5 friends that want it. Their mom wants it. This one, like literally find people that are on the kind of the cool stuff that want done, and just look at it and be like, look at it as a business, find ways to make money off of that. Because like literally I thought it was, in my opinion, I was like, it's stupid. Who would want that? Everyone did though at that time, and people still have it. And like I said, you can get really creative with that. Like a good example, Sherry that's on here sometimes, she had all that fabric that people sent her and that she was giving away, all them different logos and colleges and all that. Like I said, make cornhole things with that, or do faux pockets with that. Super simple, small piece, and monogram it. Yeah. Yeah, like you just said it, Mary, as I was saying it, Sherry, like there's so many people, like I said, you can watch that sew. Like I said, Sherry does loads of sewing. Man, she did the awesomest thing. She cut that shirt in half, did with the zigzag, tied it up with the one, sewed it with the rest. That was the coolest thing ever I've seen done. And like I said, so just look outside, Lily, and just be like, and I mean out the window, it's dark outside, run. But sorry, OCD, look, a squirrel, but just look outside the box and think of things that you can make or be creative with, that leading up to the holiday you can make. Because like I said, like kids' birthdays, literally I've got to do, I don't even know where it's at, I got to, somewhere in the other room, I got to make a shirt for my friend's kid. It's the second birthday. So we're doing that little whatever number 2 with so-and-so features on it. And literally that one we're sublimating it. But the other one for his, the other friend's kid, we embroidered it. And so, like I said, find stuff like that. Like what's her name? She makes a killing off embroidering and off of Etsy doing the, and I think Pam just said it a minute ago. Applique. There we go. That word, that is one of the hardest words for me to say. So record that. I got it right. At least in my mind, I got it right. But yeah, like she was saying, the applique. People love the applique for like the kids' number 2 birthdays and all that. And that late, and I don't, any other time I've said her name before on here, and I don't know her name, but she's making bank off online, doing all the appliques and tutus. And Juan knows her name. Juan's thrown the name on there. I don't know. Halloween work, word of mouth. Yeah, and like I said, Lily, that's the thing. You'll figure out the price too. Sorry, I'm trying to read and talk, and I can't chew bubblegum and walk at the same time. So some towels. And that's the other thing too, like where she was talking about towels. Towels are always a big thing. And then like Pam said, bathrobes too. Like all that stuff is like, you don't need a 16 head machine to do that stuff. In bathrobes, like holidays are a big thing. People get that. Hugh Hefner used to walk around in just a bathrobe. So, I mean, that stuff is very big. I'll stick to the dance floor wraps, $500 to $800 profit an hour. Hey, and it's 51% chance of return, Mike, because the divorce rate's 51%. So, but yeah, and like Pam's throwing some great ideas out there. And like I said, That's like, man, like I seen it online. When we had that toilet paper shortage, people are like, I don't even know how toilet paper holds up to embroider it, but they're selling embroidered toilet paper rolls. Like it's crazy what people think of that you can do that will make money. And like literally, like I used to go to a bunch of like speaking things and all that, and I've met a lady, and it's I don't even know if she's still alive. She was one of the people. Yeah, aprons. That's another good one. Like I did an apron for a military one recently, a cooking one. I didn't embroider it; we just screen printed it. But yeah, like you can embroider the stuff on the aprons. You can sublimate them. They sell sublimatable aprons. There are a lot that you can do. But like I was saying, that lady that I met, she made money off of cow crap. They're called cow pies. And if anyone doesn't know, cows eat grass, and so it's not like the poop dries up. They're called cow pies. Well, what it is she would go pick them up and then she would put a clock in the middle because it doesn't smell after she would lacquer them and clear them. It's grass digested. But literally, she made $1 million, and this was back when YouTube was, or not YouTube, but eBay first started, and she showed the accounts and all that. She became a millionaire selling cow crap. Didn't cost a thing. She went and picked it up in the field and literally kept them in the cow pies, put a clock in the middle, and sold the clocks. And I was like, that is crazy. And it's like, not that people buy any, people look for weird things sometimes, but like she made $1 million off of it. And she's made more than that. But it's one of the things that you can take anything and make money given the right marketing and the right pushing of an item and then some of its novelty. And like I said, that stuff sells. One day I'll show you guys some more videos, some other companies I've worked with and work on and own. And there's some pretty interesting things and ways to make money. Um, that's hilarious, Lily. I grew up farming area in Wisconsin. Yeah, and like I said, that's one of the things sitting out in the fields. And it's one of the things it's you would never have thought that, and people buy it just for gag gifts and all that. Um, and it's just kind of creative. Like literally, one of the things we sell candles and all that. Candles do good. There's good smell. Like we've got man scents. They're called like macaroni and cheese, steak. And it's a thing that like octane. It smells like race fuel. Um, People are like, why would you want that? Well, people buy it for people for gifts or gags. $10 for a candle. Literally, you've got $2 in it. Um, we literally take. Here's another little thing. Here, glass is not recycled, so beer bottles are not recycled. All the beer places that sell glasses by the thing, we take them, we cut them, we cut wine glasses too. So instead of someone that's making like putting a candle in a mason jar, you're paying for that mason jar. So you got $1 about in a mason jar, depending what size it is. Literally, we stop at these places and get the bottles for free, cut them, sand the top. It takes a little bit of time, but the cost that we have into that product is a lot cheaper than someone else. Um, and then most of that stuff too, like you adjust the volume, all that. But literally, it's just a simple item that people buy anyways, or like, oh, mac and cheese candle. Well, it's probably not a smell you're going to light all the day long, but people will buy it just because what it is, like a steak candle, an octane. The weed candles that smell like weed. Do people really want their house smell like that? Apparently, some people do because they buy them. Some people, like I said, they'll buy that. Like, but people buy also too, like on the especially here, tobacco, fall tobacco barn smell, which means here you smoke tobacco. So it's called smoked tobacco. That is like you're chewing all that tobacco or some of your cigar tobacco is smoked. Barley is, I believe it's barley, but they're smoked in the barns. And it's not that; it's just the fire underneath it. But why would someone want a tobacco smelling candle? Well, go light a cigarette. But people buy it, and so it's one of them things. You might not sell millions of them, but if it's simple to do, easy to do, and you like it, it works fine. Literally, that's why I have all these fragrant smells. The banana smell for the banana and pickle air fresheners. Literally, it's Laffy Taffy banana. It smells like smells great. But I also have, get my face out of the thing so it focuses. Dill pickle. Why would someone want dill pickle? I don't know. It smells like dill pickles. It's not bad, but it does have that dill pickly smell. It's not super strong. It's got more of like the parsley and all that, or whatever it is you put in it. So it's not what I would normally smell as a dill pickle, but it's really close. And so, like I said, people buy random flavors. So, like now you're like, look, dill pickle smell candle. These are all fragrant oils that work in them. So, people love pickles. People would buy a dill pickle, color it green, leave it whatever color. But that's what I was saying is like people buy things just for the attraction of what it is, not necessarily that they're actually going to burn them. So I've done that with Corona bottles. Yeah. And like I said, like the nice thing, since they don't recycle them here, we go to a lot of the bars that like sell it in the glass bottles. We're like, we set a bucket and we're like, hey, save them for us. Know a lot of people that drink. So like, and I'll look for it on my Facebook. I've got it. We take, and this is usually only done during the holidays. Don't say Happy Dad. I'm thinking of that song. But I get sidetracked. Wow. But we'll also take the wine glasses. You take it, you sandblast it. If you don't have a sandblaster, buy the frosted spray paint in a can. It frosted. You buy a glass drill bit, which is diamond tipped. You drill a hole in the bottom, and literally, you go buy. And I don't have them laying around here. During Christmas time, lights at like Hobby Lobby or like the dollar store. You buy like a 10-foot strip of lights or a 5-foot strip of lights. They're like 50 cents, $1. You literally jam them in that bottle through the bottom. They'll feed in there if you use the right size hole. You can either buy a grommet for it or people just tie a knot and then pull it back out. There's a few different ways, but literally they put Christmas lights inside the bottle and it's frosted and it gives that nice little glow. And they sell them $10 to $15 all day long here. And like I said, it's just a light that glows. And what they'll do too is they'll put a sticker on the top, water slide transfers that you can make yourself. And they'll put a water slide transfer of something someone likes, like a farm scenery or a local sport team, major team, whatever you want. And they'll put that in just, they use it as a night light. I was given one way back in the day. I've made them before, but I've also took like the bottles too. Like the Jack Daniels bottles, you can buy stoppers for the top and turn them into soap dispensers. And people sell them $10 to $15 for a Jack Daniels soap dispenser. What they'll use, they'll put in like the Jack Daniels bottle, they'll put Dial soap, so it has a very similar to the whiskey color, and it's a soap dispenser that you set on the thing, and people are like, oh, that's really cool. So there's always ways to repurpose things that don't really cost anything that you can make money with. Like Pam, that is probably one of the best flavors. Now, one of the things I got to learn about in school that I never knew, and this is pointless stuff people probably know anyways, I don't care. But taffy, you can sit there and move it around. Well, the thing is, if you take taffy, and like that's when you could get the long strips, because nowadays the Laffy Taffy's in them small packs. But if you take the long Laffy Taffy, if you take that and slam it really quick, taffy, it's malleable, but when you do it quick, it actually becomes a solid and very brittle, and it shatters, and then the taffy becomes soft again. There's a name for that. I don't remember. We went over it in science class, and that's how we got to learn that. It's the same thing that works on when you take cornstarch and you mix it with water, and you can run across it. But if you stand slow enough, you sink down in it. It's the same process. But anyways, pointless information. Lily says, wait, I didn't delete that. But see, Lily, stuff like that, like gag gifts and all that, people buy all the time. Like a good example, the spike in boxer briefs, where we sell boxer briefs to sublimate, Valentine's Day goes through the roof because people are always buying them to put the significant other's face on them, all the other ones like that. Do people buy them throughout the season? Yeah. Some people buy them just to make random ones with it. Some people buy them just to do the novelty ones. And like I said, so it's one of the things that, do people make a killing off them? Yeah. Like I've said before, I've showed you guys like 3 or 4 places that we sell sublimation air fresheners to. Is it a big lucrative market? It's hard to say. These companies are making bank though. Do I make bank off of cutting the air freshener out? No. Are they making it? Yes. The same thing with the boxer briefs. There are companies that's all they do though is make the sublimation boxer briefs, the custom ones with the images, so they buy blanks. And that's the thing too, is like find your niche and just keep working on it. And when you do, you'll end up doing good. You'll end up putting some money in the pocket in the bank. I do, but they are very little there. I'm horrible at posting social media. I have a towel design that says, don't do coke in here, or something like that. I need to share what you're doing. You ladies are talented. Do you sell blank boxers? I need some bad. Yeah, Carla, we have them on the website. The website's right there at the bottom, bananasandpickles.com. We have, they're right over there. We actually have, I'm not wearing them. Hang on. Like this is extra large. It took forever. Like these are not in China. These are actually not made in the States, but they're made from one of my places that make my shirts. China's not. China can make them, but they don't have the quality and the specs that I wanted. Like we had a thing where on the old ones in the groin area, to be able to sublimate, we had an issue where like you're still going to get bunching up where all the fabric is, but they lay smoother than most of them. These are XL, so they look a lot bigger. But what they did too is the elastic is actually entrapped, so you can actually sublimate on the waistband also. So that was another feature we asked for. But we went through a lot of design, getting it exactly how we wanted and needed. Sublimation. Yeah, these are all sublimation. I actually got videos on there. Carla, if you check my videos, I sublimated. I don't know where they're at. I did like 2 or 3 pairs. I did one pair for my little nephew. He wanted like some whatever them comic man, I can't remember which ones we put on it. I did 2 sets, and I did bananas and pickle ones just because I ran out of other stuff to do. So we did a banana and pickle set just to show people that you can do the banana and pickle ones on them. But yeah, and then we have them. You'd have to check the website. I think we got them up to 2 or 3x. Don't quote me on that. But let me check on my phone. I should know the number and all that and the size. It's just I carry so many different things that I don't remember everything. But we've had them for a while. Like I said, during the seasons, like Valentine's Day, we have a huge spike in them. And we sell them throughout the season, so it's not just one time. But people tend to pick up more during the seasonal time. Yeah, we have them. They're $6.99, and we have them up to 3x. So small up to 3x. And there's the banana and pickle ones that were sublimated. I sell more to women on it now. And like I said, they're simple to do and all that. I've got the videos also in the descriptions where I've sublimated them so you can see. But it's just like anything. Because on the one video, I show how to make a template because it's just like the socks where you're better to stretch in some of the areas. So I show people how to make a template out of cardboard in the one video, and it works perfect. I will, as soon as I set up some more of my other equipment, have metal templates made for the boxer briefs so that you don't have to make cardboard ones, and over time the cardboard's going to fold. I will have metal jigs for everything: socks jigs, t-shirt jigs, boxer brief jigs, and anything like. And then we have like bike shorts, lady bike shorts. Bike shorts are different than the boxer briefs. They are a little bit longer. Says 18 in stock for large. That's probably correct, Carla. I'd have to go count them. We probably got that many, maybe give or take. Usually them stock the sizes are normally correct. I know we got more than 10 of everything in stock though, and it might be 18. I don't know. I haven't counted them lately. Normally when I see it looking a little bit lower, I count and order more. But yeah, we have them. Like I said, and them are the boxer brief styles. We have bike shorts also, but they don't have padding in them. And the difference between bike shorts and then the bike shorts were technically a lady size. How much are they? Martin, they're $6.99 a pair. And like these are bike shorts now, and I'll show you the difference. This both happen to be extra large. And I'll show you the difference on. And this is where like literally when you work with a vendor compared to going directly to China, like these people actually, I give them my input, tell them what I want. This is a extra large bike short, so you can see now the difference too. On the bike short, you've got a lot fatter waistband, but these are actually, and they were closer to lady size. But Yeah, exactly. So they are lady size shorts. So like these, the front pair are men's boxer briefs. So you can see how much wider they are. These are bike shorts. The bike shorts were lady sizes. So they are what my people had lady fits measurements. The bike shorts got elastic and they also got a drawstring. So we went with bike shorts also. Um, just as another thing because some people call them the booty shorts or whatever. They're not necessarily. Are this your on your chinos? Yeah, but like the bike shorts, we did it because we had like a lot of the athletic programs here where they're volleyball and all that stuff, where they wanted to. I call it a bike short, but there's another name you ladies know probably. Have some decency. I'm selling all my clothes, doing life, but yeah, the bike shorts, they're considered bike shorts. They have no padding, so they're your elastic lady shorts. And them ones are made. He's showing them off, but so like I said, and you can see, like I said, that's the difference too. We actually, which these I don't know if we have them on the website, but we created them because, like I said, the athletic department wanted them. So we did them for a lot of like our high school volleyball teams where they didn't want to go the full cut sew, but they wanted to be able to have them customized with like the kids' numbers and all that stuff. And then like the gymnastic teams and all that stuff that wanted the elastic short leggings, but they didn't want to go full leggings. So we went that route. Like I said, they got the drawstring. They are lady sizes though, compared to the boxer briefs are considered more men's sizes. Yeah, they're not. I don't think they were on there, Carla, when I looked a minute ago. I'll try to put them on this week or this weekend. We've had these for the longest time, and when people call, we sold them. They were more or less designed for the local people because they were asking for them, so we created them. And then they're true, like from the people that measured them. I don't measure ladies' undergarments. It looks kind of creepy if you walk through the store and you start taking measurements on the ladies' department. So from the specs that we were given, and the ladies that we had try them, they said they were close to rough sizes. Don't quote me on it because I don't wear that stuff. But so a lot of this stuff, like I said, compared to a lot of other vendors that just literally order from China, these are all custom done. And I'm like, hey, we need a male size, a female size. Boxer briefs, we only went with the male size. We didn't go with female boxer briefs, just because they can fit into the other one. They just have to kind of know the size. But it was just simpler that way instead of having two different sizes. The bike shorts, though, like I said, we did them for the more or less the ladies. So we went with that route. We have bathing suits. They're not on the site, and we're not going to put them on for a while because we're tweaking some things. But we did a lot of stuff that, and I still got bins of stuff. That's why we get a lot of boxes too. We do a lot of trial and errors and testing. Like I said, we went through 2-piece and 1-piece bathing suits to see sublimation, prints, what works good, what's the best way. Because that comes back to a lot of the novelty gag and gift stuff. So you can put your face all over the bathing suit. You can print a hairy chest 1-piece so it looks like a guy's body instead of a lady's body. You can do some very disturbing, funny stuff. But people wanted customizable bathing suits. We had them in, got them spec'd, and then when it got close enough to all the run of them coming in, I mean, technically the season's still swimmable season around here, but we just haven't put them on the website because we're still tweaking a few things, trying to figure out how to label them correctly. But too, if you need the bike shorts too, Carlo, let me know, and I'll try to put them on the site this weekend. But if they're not on there, message me and we can run the sale. They're the same price. But like I said, yeah, we create a lot of different stuff. Like I said, we don't just do the tumblers and all that. We've done a lot of the things and continue to. Like I said, I've got other stuff. We've got the onesies on the website or the rompers. Because you can't call them onesies because whatchamacallits it. Like we even did tests of different colors. So with the pattern, so they can try different things. We do a lot of testing before we put things onto the site. Um, because we want to make sure it's right, we want to make sure it's correct, and want to make sure it all works right. And like I said, sizing, fit, and all that stuff. So we take a lot of time with that stuff. Well, guys, we're going on 2.5 hours. Is there I'd love to do a bathing suit and a trunk for our swim team. Maybe that's something I can promote next spring. Yeah, like I said, that's the thing too, because like I said, hey Leonardo, how's it going? I'm doing good. That's the thing too, because like the bathing suits too, like I said, they're the fully sublimatable. So like I said, you can do school colors, you can do like the gag gift styles. You can do faces on them. Which is not really gag gifts. Some people want certain things on them. And like I said, you're able to customize them. And like I said, I'm able to get full suits done, like the full cut sew bathing suits, so you don't ever even have to worry about the seam lines, or if you didn't have a big enough press. The problem is it's usually batch orders, and most people don't want 20 bathing suits. Let's say most people are wanting uh, uh, most people are just wanting the one or two bathing suits. So that's why we did the blanks, so that some of the things they've got to be a little bit more creative with, but it works better. We are looking at on some of the next stuff um, to change it up a little bit and probably maybe do a solid color seam down the sides of them. So with them, you don't have to worry about trying to blend the seams in and all that. I can have it done. It's just a matter of what will look better and what people want. But like I said, I only have a handful, Carla. Um, we've got, I think we got like 5 of each size, 2-piece and 1-piece, and then we did board shorts. The board shorts, so I'm not completely satisfied. So they've been tweaked down a bunch. So like the ones we have, we're not selling them. They're like I don't know what competition swimming is. It's a solid. Let me see if I can find a photo, Pam. Like the solid 1-piece would be something like the 2-piece one is not really for school swimming, just because And this is a kind of an example, Pam. This is very similar. I'd have to check the final specs because this is one I just found online, but this is similar to the ones that the one piece that we have. So it's, I guess you would call it competitive swimming. It's not like the two piece. Like the two piece, and I'm just finding someone's photo online that was similar to the ones we have. But the two piece is something like that. But even on them, like I said, we went through so many renderings and sizes that it ended up dragging out longer than I expected. But in a way, that's part of it. Like that's the difference between buying, like I said before, like straight from China, and then also having everything custom made. Because when we do that, we make sure that the specs meet our, like we send size charts with these. I'm trying to find to see if I've got the trying to find some more of the stuff. I'm trying to find the spec sheet I sent them because literally, like I said, we sent them a lot of like photos, samples, and all that, and then we sent them spec sizes of what are the size equivalent that people told us. And so, like I said, like a size chart was something like this, which is hard to see, but so it went through and explained measurements of each part, and we had to verify and all that, like I said, and then we changed some of it for certain sizes. But that's kind of, I will in a second, Goon Life. I'll definitely will, Carla. I guess Danny, it could be guys, but I don't go that way, so it's going to be ladies in the photos instead. So, but hey, if you go that way, Danny, hey, it's. But yeah, but Carla, I will email you. Some of that stuff's at the other shop. I don't have the suits and all that here, so I will have to get that probably tomorrow. All the inventory, what I have on that. But like I said, we do have that stuff. Like I said, we have even we have a lot of different things. We just haven't pushed it. And a lot of the other sites, I kind of like where you said you can help push them on the other sites. Some of the sites don't let me advertise for some reason. I wouldn't say they got a thing against me, but some of them didn't allow me to even post the things. So we don't really advertise too much on there or post that we have them, because every time we do it either gets taken down or someone says something. Okay, Carla, I'll get some of the sizes and specs that we have, because like I said, it's one of the things that, like I said, and then the updating the site is just me being lazy. Is I get sidetracked, and so like I said, we get new items and don't get them put on online right away. Um, and then it comes down to just finding time to do it. But like I said, we do extensive testing on all this stuff to make sure it meets our standards as far as what we want, what we need, what the size is. Like, cause we used to carry them, and like I said, it ended up being a headache on some of the stuff because you would order it, and like we get Chinese people sending us samples too, wanting us to carry their stuff, but you would get their things in, and it would be like, say a small, or it'd say like a large, and it was really like a size small because how they measured. I might, Carla. I gotta see how many we have, because like I said, we've sold some of it to other people before. Um, it was just finding, because what it was is they were fine, they just didn't meet what my standards were on sizing and all that stuff. To what we were looking for, and then specs. So it was one of the things that, like I said, a lot of people, they don't, especially when they buy this stuff, they're not wearing it. But literally, I buy it as if I'm actually going to wear it. Um, so I make sure like size meets some of my requirements of certain measurements, specs, and sizes, and the quality. Um, and like I said, some of them, they're not bad. It's not like it's a bad product. It just didn't meet my standards of what we wanted, or the measurements didn't line up correct. Um, and yeah, we could have relabeled them, but when we're doing this stuff, like I said, I look at it as a true business, not like some of these other companies that just buy to flip the things. So if it doesn't meet the standard and that's not something I'm going to carry, like we gave away so many of the other boxer briefs, because originally we went with the China vendor, because my vendor was a little bit higher than the China vendor. Like Chinese are not, sometimes they're cheaper, sometimes they're not. The one vendor we found, though, they were super cheap, but the problem was is like they were doing like we sent Juan some, for instance, and they were doing silicone on the waistband, which is cool. You can sublimate right over that, and then we did some samples on it. But the problem was is it took away from that, and then it was also their brand on the waistband, and so it was one of the things that I didn't want to sell their product. I wanted it to be my own, and they're like, well, we can change it, and put yours. Well, then when we bought the lot from them, they sent us the ones with their name on them. And so, like on that, we were like, "Hey, we're not going to deal with this." And then we had issues, like a lot of them, anyways. When you do something like a short, unless it's like a board short that's not stretchy, but like shorts in general, um, you don't have to make a jig. It's just like a shirt; you lay it flat. But when you do the elastic stuff, like the spandex style stuff, where it stretches in the legs and all that stuff, you got to make a jig for some of that, or you got to be very careful how the pattern is, because if not, they don't lay as flat, or you run into issues when they wear it. You get the Mad Magazine effect. I was waiting for Lily to make a comment or joke, but you get the Mad Magazine effect where it stretches and things move and all that. So a lot of the stuff that stretches, I've made cardboard jigs or templates for. But the problem was is like the other ones, even when we put the jig in, they would bunch up in certain ways that were hard to work with or hard to print on the boxers. And then so finally I called my other vendor and I was like, hey, I know you're a little bit higher, but here's the issues. I want it fixed. Can you make them? And then we got our samples from them, and we had to tweak a few little things, but they've done exactly what we needed and wanted. So yeah, and like I said, Carlo, that's the thing too. Like when you're at an event, that's easier. The problem that I was running into, like, is when I sell things, it's even hard to, like, I really need to actually measure all these things and put a spec sheet online to let people see what each size is. Because what does happen too is like when someone's in front, they can look, hold it up, and get kind of do the visual thing. Hey, it's going to fit me. We're going to changing room and check. The problem is like when you sell online, not having a measurement chart, it can kind of be tricky, especially ladies' clothes. That is the hardest thing in the world. And so I learned right away to, on some of the stuff, like I said, is just to spend that extra time and make sure these vendors I deal with hit all my things so that I at least know that I can say, hey, it's close to this style fit. Like I said, that's the other thing too, is I will probably go through eventually and put every measurement, because there are the leg size, the width size, the length size, all of them online. I just hate putting too much though, because some of that stuff that were made for me, for like my purpose, and I'd hate for some of these other vendors just to copy it to reproduce them. But I think I'm gonna have to do that though, just for the simple fact that um, people need to know the size when they buy it. And like you said, like if you're doing, like the nice thing when you're doing shows at the events, or you can print right there, sublimate them, it's great. You have no issues. The thing where I don't do that, it makes it a little bit harder when someone buys a size. Like literally, when we sent Juan the few that he did the test on, he had someone that needed them for a Valentine's Day thing. They're like, hey, we need a large. I sent him a large and an extra large, and I think a 2X, because the size weren't fitting correct. And so he did them for a lady. She knew her husband's size, and she's like, hey, this medium's not a medium. We need it a little bit bigger. And like, I mean, they were there so they could check it. But if it would have been someone that ordered it, let's say as a gag gift online and didn't see it, then they wouldn't be as mad, but they might have missed the deadline to get it there and all that. So it's kind of one of the things that, like I said, it's a simple thing. Most people don't mind, but it's just how I am on things. I've got certain measurements that I want it to fall into. And then where I'm a husky person, I mean, I've thought of making the sizes a little bit different, but it's one of the things that, like I said, I will check once we hop off here, or tomorrow. I run to the shop, see what we have, see what's in the bins. And then, like I said, because so like the board shorts, we're not selling that model ones. We're going to sell the new ones. But like I said, it was one of the things that we had the sizes and specs that we wanted and needed met. And some of them were just out just a little bit, but they were not enough to that we want to carry them. So we will be carrying them. But like I said, some of that, like for instance, the bathing suits in general, not going to probably list them till even probably after Christmas, just because there is that small window right now that people could buy, but not many is going to be buying them per se, to do the customization on them with the season getting closer to the end. So that will be eventually probably next month or right after Christmas even. We'll have all them on the website. We'll try to get some people to wear them, or a mannequin or whatever to put them on, so people can actually see a person wearing them instead of just the chart, because that's the best way. But I hope that helps, guys. Is there any other questions anyone has? Using my live, we just go on random topics, and we ended up going over sublimation products and embroidery stuff. So it's always fun. But if there's any questions, guys, let me know. Because like I said, I will try to answer the questions if I can. But if not, guys, I'm going to hop off here, because I'll be selling to potheads anyways. You know the crazy thing, Carla? One of the businesses I have is beer box hats. I'm the guy that actually invented the Stetson style beer box cowboy hat. I have a patent and all that on that stuff. But the crazy thing is, we sold it like Harley drags, Sturges, and all that stuff. People are consuming loads of alcohol. And them hats we sold $35 a pop. We've got very little in them because how we produce them and all that. But the crazy thing when you said that, like people would always ask, like the hats they're waterboard boxes. It is a beer box that they're made out of. But the beer boxes have a wax coating on the outside so that they can put them in the freezer coolers and the box don't fall apart. But we've actually swam in these hats and took them off. They re-dry. But it was always funny because it is so much easier to sell when people are intoxicated or drinking or doing other substances than it was if they weren't. Because we could actually make them boxes out of like Pepsi, Coke, and we did that. We sold them online for the longest time. We had a contract to sell at Spencer's. Like, so the mall, Spencer's, we sold them all over the United States in Spencer's. But
it was one of the things that in the Spencers, we'd go in there randomly if I'd seen a Spencer to see if my hats were in there. And you talk to people, hey, how often you sell these? And it might be like one a week, whatever. But at an event, them things we could never take enough to an event, because when people are drinking, they'll buy their favorite beer box hat and not think a second thing, not even really trying to negotiate. They might be like, hey, will you give me 2 for 50? So it may be saving $10. And we'd always say, yeah, but like no one ever tried to nickel and dime you down, because they were always drinking. So they didn't think one thing really about it. The ones that didn't, they would ask 101 questions, but they wouldn't really try to negotiate the price. But it was one of the things that when people were, like you said, that it was always funny that it made me think of that. Okay, well, what I'll do, Carla, is, like I said, I'll go over there tomorrow and see what I have in stock. Now, when is your event? You said September? Because like shipping is usually 4 to 5 days. I mean, normally I get things out quicker, but I always tell people, just because, like, for instance, someone orders today on the weekend, I don't ship till Monday. And then, like I said, there's always, like, for instance, I didn't get much rain here, but apparently my shops got water because I got the photo. But so there's always that. There's always could be a delay of a day or two here or there. So. But yeah, email me that also, Carla. And like I said, I'll try to go over there tomorrow and see what I got, and try to get you a deal on some of the stuff. But again, guys, third week in September. Okay. That works. Yeah, I was just wanting to make sure, because I was going to say today is like the middle of this month, so I didn't know. But I will do that this weekend for you, Carla. Like I said, if anyone else has any questions, let me know. If not, guys, I'm going to hop off here. It's been great. If you guys don't mind, hit the thumbs up button. Please like, subscribe, follow. Check out some of the old videos if you guys haven't. Put it on autoplay. If you guys also, if you need to buy anything off of Amazon, just click one of the links down below. You don't have to buy that item, but I get affiliate money, which means that they'll pay me if you guys click my link and buy an item off of it when you buy from Amazon. So it's not charging you anymore, but I get a small percentage of that. So if you guys don't mind, do that also. Again, thank you guys so much for coming on and chatting. I love doing these. And yeah, just like you said, and like, so I'm out of here, guys. Thanks again. Thank you, Pam, Carla, Juan. Yeah, Don, I also got the other one dropping tomorrow. Will be the third constellation of the video on the printer. Mara, thank you guys, everyone. It doesn't give me a list to see who's all here, but thanks everyone for stopping in. Thanks everyone. And like I said, I will try to get that up, and I'll be dropping more videos. Thank you guys. We're almost there too. So once we hit the other numbers, we're having some giveaways. Thanks everyone. Again, I'm Waldo 2413. I'm out.